this short video, I'm going to show you how to write very quickly and easily by taking notes in Teeline Shorthand. My name's Alison, and with my business partner Liz, we started the online course Teeline Online, which goes through the whole of the theory and allows students to reach up to 80 words a minute with lots of support and feedback along the way. But these 5 short videos are going to get you started, and you're going to be so surprised about how easy it is to write in shorthand and take notes quickly and easily that you're going to want to learn the whole theory and sign up for the course. So let's start with the alphabet. And Teeline is based on the longhand alphabet, and it's very logical. So you need to visualize the longhand alphabet written like this, some in uppercase and some in lowercase. For example, an A in Teeline is taken from the top of a capital A and looks like that. The other quicker version is half of it, and that's more used. B is like a big 6 from top to bottom, and the directions are important and the sizes are quite important and the position on the line, but the position on the line is just the same as in longhand, so it's quite easy to remember. C looks like a C. Now D is just a straight line from left to right, because D is such a common letter of the alphabet that you need a quick way of writing it, so you write it from left to right. E is taken from the corner of a uppercase E, and the quicker version is just straight down. F has 2 versions, one going that way and one going this way. You can write them actually in either clockwise or anti-clockwise, but one goes below the line. So in this case with the consonants, when I show you an alternative version, the first version is the most used. The second version is just when it's a bit awkward to join. Take this part of the G away and you're left with a loop, and that's quite important, the loop, and I'll show you why in a minute when we come to join. Take that part of the H away and you're left with a line going down towards the line. Take the dots away of the I and J, angle the I, and the shortened version looks like that. J is straighter than the G. Now some of the letters come in pairs, so J and G are brother and sister, so it's important to get that hook to show the difference. So when I'm joining, what I have to remember is the first letter usually takes the position on the line, and the next letters just follow on in their same sizes and directions, so it doesn't matter what position they are on the line. So if I write an H and a G, I need that hook to show it's the G. If I did that, then that's J. Now there aren't any words with H, J, so in that way, so the gist of the sentence will tell you what the word is. So in this case, and the non-essential vowels are omitted. So Teeline is based on, it's a bit like text speak. The important vowels are put in, but silent letters, consonants and double consonants and unnecessary vowels are left out. So this word could be hug, but if you remember that G is also the soft sound, it could also be huge. So in the gist of the sentence, it doesn't really matter if you've got the J instead of a G, you'll probably work it out. But sometimes it might be necessary for clarity to make sure you've got that hook of the G. Take this part of the K away, the line, and you're left with a big arrow facing left. And L is quite flexible. When you write it on its own, you're going to write it from the top to the bottom, and you get automatically a little flick, and that happens when you join it to letters. In this case I could put the C above the line because it's quite clear what it is, or I can write it on the line. So this could be sell or call or coal, but the L has a little flick here. But if I wanted to join a G to an L, I'm going to make the L a bit straighter, otherwise it's too awkward to join. So L can be straight sometimes as well, that's leg, and it can sometimes be upwards. Now, Teeline is so flexible that it's sometimes up to you to decide which is easiest to do. So you might decide that it's easier to do a downward L in certain cases. And when I correct your work, if you send me your assignments, then I never say anything's wrong. I just give you suggestions and say, well, this is a bit quicker, try it this way. And you should always try the alternative and make sure it's easy to write. Teeline is very easy to join and flows very nicely. That's the whole point of it. So if something's a bit awkward to write, there's going to be an alternative way that makes it easier. Now let's come on to the second half of the alphabet. And most of these are small letters. Cursive N, Q with a bit of a tail, R is capital, cursive S, capital T, and the rest appear like that, and that's how you need to remember them. So visualise a small M and take that part away and flatten it, and you get that for M. Take this part of the N away and it's a hook. Now N is interesting, and it brings me on to a next stage in the alphabet, and you can think of these as extra letters of the alphabet, as if you were learning a language and it's got extra different letters of the alphabet that we don't have. Because if I wanted to join C onto N, it would make a very awkward outline. It wouldn't be easy to join. So C plus N is written in the other way, the other direction. So you've got N like that and CN like that. And in the same way, if I wanted to join C and M, it's also quite hard. So we use a big C, and that's CM plus M. O looks like an O, and half of it is like that. Take this part of the P away, and you're left with a line through the line. Take this part of the Q away, and you're left with, you can think of it either as a big Q, a big U, or the tail of a Q that goes through the line. R is a very common letter, so you need a quick way of writing it. So it's an angled line from the bottom going up. Take the top of a cursive S, and it's just a circle. And it does look like the O, but these big vowels, and here they are separately, A, E, I, O, U. And the half version is A, E, I, O, U. The full versions are used for specific occasions at the ends of words, but not joined. So if you ever see a circle that's joined, it's going to be an S. It's not going to be a vowel. Take this part of the T away, and you're left with a line above the line. So now we've had D on the line, and now we've got T above the line. Now I'm also going to tell you about something that comes up quite often in Teeline, and these are called special outlines. Every letter of the alphabet represents a word, so that when you come to write common words quickly, you've got a very quick way of writing. For example, A equals able or able to. B is be or been. D is day. So on its own like that, it's the word day, and T is to. So you get, if you put them together, the D underneath the T to show that it's D, you get to do or today. If you wanted to with a double O, that's when you need the vowel. So this is where these half vowels come in. They are joined at the end when it's sounded and necessary. So that's a bit of an advanced stuff. In our lessons, that takes up a whole lesson. So does the blending of the new letters of the alphabet. And the use of the vowels, and the special outlines come in every lesson as well. But the special outlines are nice because you can decide which ones you want to use and which ones you don't. You might decide, well, it's quite easy to write day by putting the A on the end, and I don't need to learn that as a special outline. But the common ones are quite straightforward and obvious, but as you go along they get a bit more technical, so you can decide whether you're going to use them a lot, and if not, you learn only the ones you think you're going to use well, you learn them well, and then you can make up your own for the technological words that you use in your own day-to-day life. And that's actually one of the services that we offer in our course. We can design dictations and words using the terminology that you use. So you can be selective with the special outlines that you learn. So, just finishing the end of the alphabet. U looks like a U, I've already shown you that up there. V looks like a V. W is an upside down M, or you're taking that part away. X looks like an X, and X is so flexible, it's one of my favourite letters of the Teeline alphabet, because you don't usually need both parts of the X. For example, if I wanted tax, I would write a T and put the X through it. And there I've only used one part of the X, and the T has formed the first part of it. So it's very flexible. Y has a little tail to distinguish it between U, and Z is the brother of S. Certains are similar, so it has that little hook. So there you have the whole alphabet, and I've shown you a bit about how to join it. And I'm just going to show you finally, you had, these are called combination characters. So you had CN, for example, candle, CNDL, candle. And there are other of these combination characters. So TH and CH and WH are written always like that, and these combinations always come together. So you can think of those as extra letters of the alphabet. And then there's an unusual one which is SH. So ship uses a longhand S for SH. And finally PL. When P and L come together with no vowel in between, you put an L through the line, and that's pl. And that shows you when there's a vowel and when there isn't. So this is place, and the P and the L come together. But if I wanted palace or police, then I write the P and the L in full. And here you can see I've written an upward L just because it's easier to write that way. So you've done a lot in this quick session. So you've got a lot to digest, and I'm sure you can form loads of words as well with the letters and words, letters that you've learnt already. And so look out for our next video, which is showing you how to use the vowels. And of course you can sign up at any time of our online course and get started and learn the theory thoroughly.